Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tyra Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self realization and self mastery. Where is this little camera right here? Bane of my existence. Oh, the Logitech HD 1080p is the one you need to use to make videos. Not so much. Anywho, and that's what I feel like this camera. I know I'm just being extra this morning, y'all. I was trying to log on earlier and it didn't work out. So now I'm using the camera on my video. Anywho, how y'all doing? So today is okay. First of all, one of my friends laughed at me because I did a squirrel moment on her. So y'all just got like a full throttle squirrel moment, Tyra Omilade style, and technology. It just takes a while. Oh, so sorry starting out like that, but the camera is frustrating me. I made a video where I talked like 45 minutes about the energy governing December. And once I looked at the video, I was like, wait a minute, it's like total drag. I cannot post this video. It's like pulling and I'm not, my mouth and the words that you're hearing aren't in sync. And so, yes, oh, that just disappointed me. But I'm going to make another video for y'all. Don't worry about it. I will not let you down. So today is December the 17th. And I wanted to get on this morning and talk about relationships. It's just been on my mind. I've been talking to a friend and there's like all this discussion going on about relationships. For those of you who don't know me, my husband is a pastor. And yesterday he preached about like your circumference and how not everybody needs to be in your circumference who's there. You get to pick and choose who's in, who's out, based on, are these people leading you towards what God wants you to do or away from it, leading you to your truth or away from it, all that kind of good stuff. And I started thinking about, Venus to me is a key planet because, of course, Venus has a lot to do with everything to do with relationships as well as bling, bling, money. And so I started thinking, you know what? Venus is still in Scorpio. And so this is a time where I believe that we really need to be looking at transforming our relationships, and how this looks for everybody will be different. So some people I'm hearing from, it has a lot to do with romantic relationships, significant other issues. I know someone that's like in a full on, like sort of like crisis situation with her significant other right now, and so that's a big thing. And a lot of us really and truly, that significant other piece, it holds so much space in our minds. But some of us might be looking at our relationship with food, our relationship with money, our relationship with other family members, co-workers, relationships in general. And the other piece is the Scorpio energy, which is about transformation. So as we are approaching this new year, I thought, this is something important for us to think about, because a lot of times it's our relationships that dictate how distracted we are in life. It's our relationships that dictate whether or not we're working on what we said we were going to work on or not. So, this human experience, which is so relational, calls us to, baby, you better get this thing right. You better get this relationship thing right. I was thinking about a friendship that I had with somebody this morning. And I thought to myself, I never have friendships like this, where this friend literally was a source of distraction. Now, I take full responsibility for allowing myself to be distracted, for not just cutting this person off. I would even ask myself, why am I sticking with this person? You know how sometimes we're in relationships with people and we sort of feel like I feel called to be like a normal person in this person's life, or to be someone kind. It seems like this person isn't used to having nice people in their life. I'll go on ahead and be that nice person, even though this person really and truly, I can see why they might have relationship issues. This was someone I know. And this person's life has totally changed. I don't even really hear from this person much. And, it seems like this person is in a much better place. And I just think to myself, how happier I am to not really be dealing with this lady. I'm so happy to not be dealing with her like I was before. She was so high maintenance. And how disappointed I actually am that was a period of my life that relationship, which created other relationship issues, caused me to waste so much time. Now, I do give thanks for the lesson. And I was thinking to myself, I really need to analyze this again. So think about if you're having like a past relationship come up, or maybe you're remembering things from a relationship that were problematic, then maybe you really need to evaluate that thing. It's either coming back. This is what I've learned. It's either coming back, or it's coming up in this Scorpionic time for me to revisit it and review. Because, Scorpio is like old, and Scorpio is about research, and it's about digging deeper. And so, though I'm free and this person has been gone for like 2 years, I mean, I really have not had a lot to do with this person. Well, that's not true. I even dealt with some of this lady's drama, you know, after she moved, as a friend. Uh, but, anywho, um, for the most part, though, the drama that we were involved in here, it's gone. And so I thought to myself, I really need to think about this, because either someone's about to come back and I'm going to be given another opportunity to make different choices, or I just really need to let go and release a little bit more. Maybe there's something that's still there for it to be coming back up. So I really encourage you, y'all, this is a time to be setting goals, but just look at the days in the Northern Hemisphere, at least. They're getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And so this is a time for us to really be doing this introspective work. I would say if I was feeling this way in the Southern Hemisphere, where the days are getting longer and the energy is higher and hotter, then it's time for me to take some action and cut some folks. But either way, this is a time for us to really take stock of our relationships and figure out where are they in need of transformation. And to a certain degree, who do we need to get the heck up out of our lives? I mean, I just think this is so important right now. Because as we set our goals, if we don't surround ourselves with the right people, we're going to find ourselves not achieving a doggone thing in 2019. So I really just wanted to get on this morning and encourage you all to look at what is life calling you to do in terms of your relationships. I say it so many times. We have to live aware. We have to be paying attention to what life is showing us. So many times we are seeing exactly what we need to do. We're seeing that there's something wrong. That quote that we hear from Maya Angelou, that's almost like is overly quoted, but it's overly quoted because it's true. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Why do we need all this proof? Why do we lie to ourselves? See, Scorpio don't like lies. That's why Scorpio just brings your stuff up, whether you wanted Scorpio to bring your stuff up or not. So, yeah, I just really want to encourage y'all to really look at what is your life bringing up to you about your friendships, your relationships with your significant others. Where do you need to transform your relationship with food? I'll give you an example, or money, or whatever, your personal addiction. Why don't you have relationships? Is it you? Are you really and truly repelling people? So an example for me is with food. I've talked about before. I'm me and my weight. This is like a path to transformation for me. And so I have been intermittent fasting, which I've talked to you all about. And so when I go into that phase of the day where I'm not eating, I sometimes feel like I'm going to lose my mind, because I have a relationship with food that is sort of like, when I get nervous, I'll eat, bored, even sometimes happy, whatever. I just have this relationship, and I think to myself, I don't even know when this thing started. I've been like this forever. When you have an inappropriate relationship, sometimes you can go quite a while in an inappropriate relationship. And when I say inappropriate, it means like this relationship really and truly is not like it's not like what Dr. Phil, I used to hear Dr. Phil say, handle your emotional problems emotionally, not with food. That's an inappropriate relationship as I see it. I'm handling my emotional problems with food. Food ain't gonna do nothing for my emotions. I have figured this out time and time again. Yeah, food may give me a feeling because it's a chemical, and those of us who do this with food know what food to eat to get that feeling that you're looking for. You feeling a little depressed, you're gonna eat dairy. Need some energy, you're gonna eat something crunchy. Need sort of like to feel sweetness in life, you're gonna eat sweets. Comfort food, whatever. We know what to do. We good drug addicts. And I'm not judging y'all, because I can talk about this, because this is me, 48, been dealing with this my whole life. I really do think this developed in my infancy stage. So in an inappropriate relationship, it can go for a little while, but after a while, signs will begin to show that this relationship is inappropriate. Stuff just will not be working in your favor with this relationship. So for me, the way it has manifested is through me having not even just weight issues. My whole chemistry has been affected, not just with the food, but largely because of this inappropriate relationship with food, And so it really is blowing my mind when I'm like, okay, I should not be going this crazy because I can't eat right now. But because what I'm finding is the more I do intermittent fasting and the bigger my window is, then it's like when I can eat, I'm not really eating emotionally. Sometimes I will, but typically it's just like I'm not moving in that direction as much. So that's an example of how we need to transform our relationship with things that are not like other people. And because for me, emotional eating doesn't fix the problem. I really and truly need to handle it emotionally. I need to meditate. I need to do yoga. Maybe there's somebody I need to go and have a conversation with. Maybe I need to do some spiritual rituals, reading. I don't know, but something other than food. Because guess what? It's not working. Bad relationship with food. I'm just talking about me. Now, don't be, because I know the word bad is not all the time good when we're describing these kinds of things, and I want to trigger anybody. But yeah, y'all, we really need to look at our relationships right now. Let's see here. The sun is in Sagittarius, and the moon is in Aries right now. So hopefully y'all are feeling charged up and energized. And the sun will be in Capricorn in the 21st, on the 21st of this month. And Capricorn is boss energy. We all know Capricorns are bossy. We all know it. Most Capricorns. I mean, I know some Capricorns may not be super bossy, but every Capricorn is a little bossy. Um, and so we want to tap into our inner boss energy. And once we get clear about our goals and where we need transformation in our relationships, then we can begin to set some boundaries. Because with Capricorn, the boss, Capricorn is going to be like, not today. That's not what we're doing today. We said we weren't going to do that. No, we're putting a boundary here. And something that I talk about regarding boundaries that I have learned is boundaries are for you. The boundaries you set, they're for you. My boundaries, they're for me. So let's say, and I did set up boundaries. Let me go back to this friend that was like not my normal kind of friend. I began to tell this friend, look, do not talk to me about A, B, or C, because I don't want to hear about it. If you do, I'm hanging up the phone. Don't call me and talk to me about that. And sometimes I wouldn't hear. Like, this person would have to go find other people to talk about this stuff, because I said, no, you're not gonna do that, right? But I had to enforce this boundary a little bit when she would go there. I'm like, no, I told you, no, you will not talk to me about that. Oh, can I tell you about? Nope, you sure cannot. I have to enforce the boundary. It's really for me. So just remember, when you set a boundary with somebody, the onus of them honoring that boundary is on you, not them. Okay? You have to honor your own boundaries. And the more you honor your boundaries, this is another thing. I see Capricorn is the energy of Sekert. And Sekert speaks to our inner power and personal power, tapping the power within. And so the more we have boundaries, the more we are able to feel powerful, because we're not letting people cross into our life and wreak havoc and screw everything up. Instead, we're setting hard boundaries, and then we're free to work on our destiny, to work on our spiritual practices, to work on the goals that we've set during this time of Sagittarius. So just know that boundaries actually lead to a higher level of personal power. So that's something that we need to be thinking about for when the sun is in Capricorn. And what is that? That's a full moon. Yeah, full moon in Capricorn. So, and it's going to reveal. This is the thing about the full moon. I used to think the full moon was about a time where you're just going to be able to see the fruits of your labor. It is. But let me tell you something else. The full moon is also a time for things to get illuminated, be they positive or negative. And so if you need boundaries, that may be revealed during this full moon in Capricorn. If you need to be more boss energy in your life and you're not, you may see that during that full moon on the 21st, was that this Friday in Capricorn. That's even the winter solstice. So, this is such like a rich, high spiritual time for you to be really taking this time. Don't let the world rush you. Don't let the world distract you because that's what the world wants to do. Don't let it distract you, rush you, all that kind of good stuff from doing what you said you were going to do. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share with you all this morning. I want to thank you all. Just to remind you, my website is goddessbodymindspirit.com. And I am. I would love to do a reading on, divine on your behalf. You can go there and go to the spiritual readings page. And also, I have started. Uh, I don't know if you've heard of Patreon. There's a website for people who are creators, excuse me, and want to share their work with people, want to get support for their work. So you can go to Patreon, patreon.com/goddess body mind spirit.com, and look at what I have to offer there. My goal is to find people who are like, girl, I will put $5 on this because I love what you create and I want to support you in creating. And so here's your $5. And then I have other levels, 10, 15, for people who want to get a reading, get the community reading that I will share each month. And these readings sort of like give, well, not sort of like, they give a roadmap to help you understand what energy are we working with at this time. And I do my best to give like the big picture so you can plan. And then there are the $20 and $30 levels where I'm actually doing coaching. So that one's a little more personalized. You actually get a personal reading, 20-minute reading with the $30 level each month, so that you know personally what's going on with you, or perhaps you need to ask a question for that reading. So my goal was just to create a way for people to engage with me, as well as to a certain degree for me to be held accountable to you all to provide you with, what is needed in this time, which is channeling from the higher wisdom. I give myself no credit, but that is at Patreon. So y'all, I look forward to seeing you all, in upcoming videos, and I'm really cheering for all of us. I made a video the other day that said this time has been it's been rough. But just like I told y'all, I don't know if it was the top of this year, in the last year, the ancestors, the mothers, the spiritual mothers, they have indicated to me that they will not give up on us. And this energy of Scorpio is the kind that will just come and grab you up and drag you before it just leaves you to wallow in, the miry pit. And so I just encourage you to be mindful and to be intentional in your life, even in the tough times, in the tough decisions. It's not easy, but it's so doable, because guess what? We're all powerful. Do you know who you are? If you don't know who you are, then you need to get busy uncovering that, excavate that. All right? Stop walking around thinking you are who you are, and see, is there more to you? So I'm cheering for us in all of this challenging energy. There's so much beauty, so much wonder, so much grace, and so much more of you to unearth and discover and to experience. Don't limit yourself. This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru. Thanking you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you, and I will see you again soon. Peace.